Hello, today I want to walk you through turf analysis, a simple but powerful way to decide which handful of options to actually offer when you can't offer them all. Turf stands for Total Unduplicated Reach and Frequency, and by the end of this, you'll see exactly how it works and where it's useful. Let's start with the problem it solves, with an example of creating an ice cream product portfolio. Here's the situation almost every business runs into. You can't offer everything. You've got limited freezer space, limited menu slots, limited shelf room, a limited number of ad messages you can run. So the real question isn't what's good, it's which few things reach the most customers. That's a different, harder question, and it's exactly what Turf is built to answer. Let's unpack the name, because each word matters. Total means we look across your full set of options. Reach is how many people you satisfy. Frequency is how many of your options appeal to each person. And the most important word, unduplicated, means each customer gets counted only once, no matter how many of your items they like. The last idea is the heart of Turf, and it's what makes it different from just ranking by popularity. The two metrics worth separating are reach and frequency. Reach is the percentage of people who would be satisfied by at least one item in your set. That's usually the number leadership cares about. Frequency is the average number of items that appeal to each person, which tells you most about depth of engagement. For most portfolio decisions, reach is the headline, and that's what we'll focus on. This is the insight that makes Turf click. Imagine two options that both appeal to the exact same crowd. Offering both doesn't really expand your audience. You're just covering the same people twice. That overlap is wasted coverage. A strong set spreads across distinct audiences, so every item you add brings in people the others missed. Keep this picture in mind as we look at a real example. Let's make it concrete with ice cream. Say you run a shop. Here are 10 possible flavors, but your freezer only fits 3. Which 3 do you stock? The tempting move is just to pick the 3 most popular flavors. Hold that thought, because as we're about to see, the most popular flavors aren't automatically the best set. Look at these two trios. Set A is the popular pick. Chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream, individually strong at 45, 40, and 38%. But there's heavy overlap. The people who love one tend to love the others. Combined, they only reach 62% of customers. Now set B, chocolate, mango, and coffee, lower individual scores, but they appeal to different people. So together, they reach 78%. Same number of flavors, 16 more points of reach. That's Turf in one slide. So how do we get the data to do this? It starts with a survey. For each flavor, we ask people something like, would you buy this? Then we convert those answers into a simple yes/no. Is this flavor acceptable to this person or not? The result is that every respondent ends up with their own personal list of flavors they'd actually buy. Those individual lists are the raw material Turf runs on. The mechanics are straightforward. First, we mark each person's acceptable flavors. Then we test combinations. Every possible trio, or whatever set size we've chosen. For each combination, we count how many people are reached by at least one flavor in it, counting each person once. Then we pick the set with the highest unduplicated reach. When there are only a few flavors, we can test every combination. As the list grows, we switch to a smarter search to keep it manageable. This is the chart you'll actually present from. It shows cumulative reach as we add flavors one at a time. The first flavor gets us 45%. The second jumps us up to 63, the third to 78. But watch what happens after that. Each new flavor brings in fewer and fewer new people. That flattening is the point of diminishing returns, and it's usually where you find your good enough stopping point, and where adding more isn't worth the cost. Ice cream is just the easy example. The same logic applies anywhere you're choosing a small set from many options. Which products or SKUs to stock, which variants to carry, which ad messages or claims to run, which features to bundle, how to plan a menu, even your content and channel mix. Anytime the question is, which few out of many, Turf is a tool worth reaching for. Let me be balanced about this. Turf's strengths are that it's intuitive, it's visual, and it turns preference data into a clear, actionable decision. But know its limits. It measures reach, not revenue. It doesn't know that one flavor is more profitable than another. Ignores cost and cannibalization. And it treats "I tolerate this" the same as "I love this." So use Turf as one important input into your decision, not as the final verdict. If you remember 4 things, remember these. Reach beats popularity. The best set isn't the most popular items. Unduplicated coverage is the goal, spread across distinct audiences. Watch for diminishing returns. More isn't always better. And pair Turf with profitability data before you commit. Do that, and you'll make your portfolio decisions that actually reach the most customers. Thank you for watching.